As we age, our bodies undergo many subtle changes, one of the most impactful being the gradual decline in melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle, and it's produced in abundance during youth, allowing us to sleep deeply and wake up refreshed. However, over time, this production slows down, making sleep more fragmented. For many older adults, this results in frequently waking around 3 a.m., often accompanied by frustration and confusion. From a Buddhist perspective, this shift isn't a flaw, but a natural part of impermanence. Everything changes: our minds, our bodies, and our sleep patterns. Instead of resisting these changes, we can embrace them as signs of our evolving journey. Just as we adapt to seasonal changes with clothing or behavior, we can adapt to sleep changes with awareness and acceptance. The story of Harold, a 72-year-old man, illustrates this mindset. Initially disturbed by his early awakenings, Harold learned that the cause was natural. Through small mindful adjustments, such as darkening his room, reducing screen time before bed, and taking evening walks, he realigned his sleep with his new rhythm. This shift helped him find peace rather than frustration. In essence, waking up at 3 a.m. doesn't mean something is wrong. It may simply reflect your body's natural transition. With mindfulness and compassion, we can respond not by fixing, but by understanding and adjusting. Sleep, like life, is a journey, and peace often comes not through resistance, but through acceptance. Next, shifting sleep cycles and the wisdom of acceptance. Aging naturally alters our internal clock, or circadian rhythm. One common phenomenon is the advanced sleep phase, where individuals feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. This shift can make waking at 3 a.m. feel disorienting, especially when it doesn't align with the rhythms of society. Rather than seeing this change as a problem, Buddhist wisdom invites us to recognize it as part of life's impermanence. Everything, our thoughts, routines, even our sleep, is in a state of constant change. By embracing the present moment, we learn to work with these shifts instead of resisting them. Charles, a 68-year-old retiree, experienced this transformation. He initially thought his sleep was broken, but upon learning about the natural shift in sleep phase, he began adjusting his habits. Small changes like staying up slightly later and adding gentle evening activities helped him sync more naturally with his internal clock. This story emphasizes that our evolving sleep patterns are not something to fix but to understand. With mindful awareness, we can reshape our routines to support our well-being, allowing us to live in harmony with the body's natural rhythm rather than against it. Moving to physical discomfort and finding stillness within. As we age, physical discomfort becomes more common. Stiff joints, frequent bathroom trips, or sensitivity to medications can all interrupt sleep. In the quiet of the night, these discomforts can feel amplified, making it harder to fall back asleep. However, Buddhist philosophy teaches us that suffering is a part of life, and that we can transform our experience by meeting discomfort with mindfulness and compassion. Rather than seeing nighttime awakenings as failures, we can view them as opportunities to tune into our bodies. These moments are gentle reminders to listen, care, and adjust. The body is communicating, asking us to tend to it like we would a friend in need. Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman, provides a powerful example. She began waking consistently at 3 a.m. and thought it was simply aging. After consulting with her doctor, She discovered one of her medications was contributing to dehydration, causing her to wake. By adjusting her medication timing, drinking more water earlier in the day, and cutting caffeine in the afternoon, her sleep gradually improved. This shift in perspective, from fighting discomfort to working with it, embodies Buddhist wisdom. Rather than resisting pain, we acknowledge it, adapt, and respond with care. Every moment we wake in discomfort can be a mindful check-in. What does my body need? Am I treating it with kindness? Physical aging isn't a breakdown. It's a new phase requiring more attention and gentleness. By turning inward with awareness and patience, we not only soothe the physical self but also cultivate emotional and spiritual resilience. The path to peace lies not in perfection, but in presence, with our bodies, our experiences, and our ever-changing needs. How about lifestyle habits and the gentle path of reflection? As life slows down with age, our daily routines shift, often in subtle ways that impact sleep. Retirement, less physical activity, early dinners, and quiet evenings may gradually push our sleep schedule earlier without us realizing. Falling asleep at 8:30 p.m. and waking at 3 a.m. may seem sudden, but it's often the natural result of accumulated habit changes. Buddhist philosophy reminds us that our habits shape our experiences. When we consistently follow a certain routine, even unconsciously, it becomes our rhythm. Sleep patterns are not just about biology but about how we live our days. Walter, a 74-year-old retiree, experienced this firsthand. He ate dinner early, often dozed off during the evening news, and went to bed before 9 p.m. Eventually, he began waking around 3 a.m., puzzled by his early rising. After reflecting on his habits, he realized his lifestyle had naturally shifted his internal clock forward. With mindful adjustments, brighter lighting in the evening, afternoon walks, and avoiding naps, Walter gently nudged his sleep window later, aligning more closely with his preferred wake time. This story illustrates that early awakenings aren't always biological issues, but signals from our routines. By reflecting on our habits with awareness, we can make small, intentional changes that bring us back into balance. In short, how we spend our days affects how we sleep. With mindfulness, we can honor the rhythms of this stage of life, making peace with change instead of resisting it. Lastly, emotional and psychological restlessness. Embracing the heart's wisdom. The quiet of 3 a.m. is not always disturbed by physical discomfort. It is often the echo of emotions that haven't had space to surface during the day. In these still hours, memories, regrets, and hidden longings may arise. While unsettling, this emotional restlessness is a deeply human experience. Buddhist philosophy teaches us that emotions are not enemies. They are part of the human condition. Instead of avoiding them, we are encouraged to sit with them, observe them mindfully, and let them pass without judgment. These awakenings, rather than being sleep problems, can be invitations for emotional healing and self-discovery. Gloria, an 80-year-old widow, provides a beautiful example. She frequently woke at 3 a.m. feeling an ache in her heart, flooded with memories of her late husband. During the day, she stayed busy to keep the grief at bay, but the night brought stillness and emotion. At first, she believed something was wrong with her sleep. But over time, she realized her heart was asking to be heard. Instead of resisting, Gloria embraced this emotional space. She kept a journal by her bed and wrote down any feelings or thoughts that surfaced. She also created calming evening rituals like listening to soft music or writing a note to a friend. These small acts allowed her to process her grief and return to sleep with a lighter heart. Our emotions, especially those that come in the night, are not problems to solve. They're expressions of our inner world. Through mindfulness and self-compassion, we can turn emotional restlessness into a sacred time of connection. By embracing these quiet moments, we deepen our relationship with ourselves and discover a more peaceful way of being, not just in sleep but in life.